for the 5 minutes of news from the Current Affairs Department of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. My name is Jongsi Bantoma presenting. In the headlines, President Joseph Boakai breaks ground for the first ever solar farm in Masarautar County. Barely 72 hours after the resignation of Commerce Minister Ami Muda, a native of Bon County, Lila Pokoyu expresses interest in succeeding former Minister Muda. Head of Secretary of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia, Roberto Colley decries lack of support to the institution, expresses disappointment in national government for the delay in payment of land rental fees to affected communities, and away from Liberia, Cameroonian authorities have banned the media from discussing the health of President Paul Biya following rumors of his death. These plus many more, the news bulletin, sports are all packaged on today's edition of the program News Desk. We'll take a break to be right back. Has it been sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited. At this juncture, Najo Nanika Rabos for the news bulletin. Good evening.
Good evening, Justine, and good evening, everyone. President Joseph Boakai has broken ground for the first ever solar farm in Harrisburg, Masarautar County. The groundbreaking ceremony took place on Friday, October 11, 2024, valued at $90 million. The $90 million project will be funded by World Bank and is expected to generate 20 megawatts of electricity when completed in August 2025. Speaking during the ceremony on Friday, President Boakai highlighted the importance of the project, describing it as a significant leap forward for the energy sector in Liberia. The Liberian leader revealed that the project will create hundreds of jobs, along with long-term employment opportunities for operations and maintenance. President Boakai hereby noted that the $2 million grant tied to the project will support local solar farms that will encourage innovation and entrepreneurship in the renewable energy sector of Liberia. In a related development, President Boakai has appointed Antonin Saul as acting Director General of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Saul replaces Christopher Peters, who recently resigned as Officer-in-Chief of the LDEA. The president said he has full confidence in that Saul leadership will execute his new role with the utmost commitment, loyalty, and dedication. The president reaffirmed his commitment to combating the drug epidemic and enhancing the operational capacities of the LDEA. The appointment of Saul comes as President Boakai accepted for Peters as officer in charge of the Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency. Barely 72 hours after the resignation of Commerce Minister Amin Modad, a native of Bon County, Lida Pokoyu expressed her interest in succeeding former Minister Modad. In her letter dated October 10, 2024 to President Boakai, Madam Pokoyu informed the Liberian leader that her ambition to an internal expression of her passion to become an ambassador for Liberia and encouraging other nationalities to visit and bring goodwill to the country. The Liberian businesswoman who hailed from Totota in Sarala district also talked to social media page and stated that her quest is driven by an unavoidable quest to serve her country. Leader Pokoyu further noted that it will be an honor for her to serve as the next Minister of Commerce and Industry to represent the demographic of women paving their way in Liberia. The head of Secretariat of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia, Roberto Colley, has expressed disappointment in government over the delay in payment of land rental fees to affected communities in the country. Colley said the national government is indebted to the affected communities $6 million United States dollars. According to him, of the $6 million, government appropriated over $700 United States dollars in the 2023 budget to be paid as arrears to the affected communities. Something he said, something he said, do not does not sit well for the country. He lamented that the same amount is being repeated in the 2024 budget, adding that the institution, in partnership with the Forestry Development Authority, requested the Ministry of Finance to process the allotments of 746,000 as per the approved budget. Roberto Colley said the Ministry of Finance only approved 300,000 of the amount, noting that since August, only 130,000 of the 300,000 have been approved by the ministry. The National Befitting Trust Unit of Liberia boss said the delay in the payment of said money has impeded the smooth operation of the board. Some parents and school administrators have lauded the network, that's the youth network, for positive change for providing financial aid to their children. Uniport, in collaboration with donor partners on Friday, provided 110,000 Liberian dollars as one semester financial aid to 9 students of the Cornerstone International Academy on Parish Street and the Royal Academy International School in Pittsville as part of its financial aid program, making the donation. Youth Network for Positive Change Director Ambassador Leo Ted said fund from the scholarship was raised through the institution $1 campaign and funding, that's fundraising activities organized that's in 2023, coupled with other donations. Ambassador Ted noted that it is the expectation of UNIPO that parents will support their financial aid beneficiaries to have a wonderful platform this academic year. Former Commissioner of that's ODS Conga Town, Madam Adi Jones Captain, has expressed confidence in the leadership of Edward Lahad to bring transformation to the township. Madam Captain said she has been following the level of development across ODS Conga Town and on the able leadership of Commissioner Edward Lahad in less than a year must be commended by residents of the township. Former Commissioner Adi Jones Captain and several past commissioners were honored and certificated by the office of the current commissioner for tremendous work during their leadership, a program that was coincided with the memorialization of Mark Jones' Russia. Making the remark Friday during the program, Madam Catton lauded the leadership of Edward Lahar for being farsighted in creating programs for the growth and development of Odes Congo Town, pledging her overwhelming support to his leadership. For her part, the daughter of Mark John Rogers, the late thanked Commissioner Edward Lahar for the honor bestowed on her late father. The MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities at the University of Liberia has received assorted office materials worth 5,000 United States dollars. The material, according to a release, which include 6 wireless Canon printed podium Xbox and desktop, were funded by the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation, NASCORP, through assistance seek by Dr. Josephus Gray, Dean of the college. Speaking recently at the turning over ceremony, Dr. Gray praised NASCORP for always being supportive to the MRC Sawyer College and added that the kindness of NASCOR Director General is deeply appreciated. He underscored the importance of the office appliances to the college, thus admonishing recipients to provide proper care for them. Also speaking at the ceremony, Fire Koji, Assistant Professor Richmond S. Addison, and Professor Alfred K. Tawe, Chairperson of the Department of Physical Education, Political Science, and Demographic, respectively, expressed appreciation to NASCOR for always thinking about the Amos T. Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities. The Congress for Democratic Change, CDC, has responded strongly to a request by the Liberia National Police to attend a meeting regarding the legal interests of the interstate estates of that's Martha Stubbornfield Brownell, accusing the police of politicizing and widespreading of misconduct. The CDC response dated October 7, 2024 was addressed to the Coalition for Democratic Change chairman, in which the party expressed its refusal to engage with the LMP under its current leadership. The quest for the CDC presence at the meeting was made by the 6th Judicial Circuit Court of Montserrat County, which had invited the J. Johnny Monad and Associate Legal Chambers to represent the estate in question. However, the CDC rejected the invitation, citing what it called a deep conspiracy against the party. In a strongly worded statement signed by the Secretary General Jefferson Koji, the CDC criticized the LMP for its alleged unprofessional acts over the past 9 months, accusing it of failing to uphold its statutory duties and protect citizens. The CDC highlighted a series of incidents it claimed amplifies the police force's failure, including alleged human rights violations such as the Kinjal massacre and the fatal shooting of multiple individuals, including a 17-year-old boy and a former city police officer. The Bishop of Grace Cathedral, Bishop Sam Owogi, has urged the public to take advantage of the both spiritual and physical healing that will be offered by Dr. W.F. Komeye, the founder and overseer of the Deeper Life Ministry, during his apostolic visit to Liberia. Speaking during a press briefing at his office, Bishop Sam Owogi disclosed that they want Liberia and the world at large to know that God is sending his minister to serve the gospel during the time that the world is at its worst. Bishop Orogi asserted that Dr. Komoye's crusade, which will be held at the SKD Sport Complex, will be attended by the sick, the crippled, among others, to witness the power of God on November 28th through the 3rd of December. He continued that the minister of the gospel, Komoye, will minister to young ones during the import program, something he said will help deliver the young people. The National Identification Registry has issued a 3 month grace period for the registration of all SIM cards using a valid national identification card across the country. The warning comes following the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Liberia Telecommunications Authority and the National Identification Registry for citizens and foreign nationals to register their SIM cards. Speaking Thursday at a press briefing, the executive director of NIR, Andrew Peters, encouraged everyone to take advantage of the window period to register and avoid their SIM cards being blocked after the allotted time. According to Peter, parties to the MOU shall execute their respective roles, responsibilities, and obligations as defined by the MOU, consistent with the Telecommunication Act of 2007 and the National Identification Registry Act of 2011 and all applicable laws of Liberia. The Chief Executive Officer of the Bokonjila Group of Companies has called on President Joseph Boakai to forward individuals linked to alleged corruption to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission for investigation. The group's CEO, Elton Jones, said it does not sit well for the government to shield its officials who have been linked to corruption. Jones made the call when he was crowned and certificated as the best chief executive officer by the Citizens United for Better Liberia and the African Media Network in Monrovia on Friday. According to Jones, the constant reports of corruption in the country is creating unfriendly investment environment and scaring away investors. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor has welcomed the resignation of Ami Modad as the Minister of Commerce and Industry. The Monitor wants former Minister Modad to be forwarded for investigation and subsequent prosecution. The Monitor's Program Director Jefferson Nag said the Commissioner General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Double Jala, should not be let off the hook. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia on Friday night, called on President Joseph Boakai to muster the courage by forwarding all officials linked to alleged corruption to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. According to the United Methodist Human Rights Monitor Program Director, the embezzlement of public funds by officials of the government is affecting the ordinary people. And away from Liberia, the Cameroonian authorities have bound the media for discussing the health of President Paul Biya following rumors of his death. Interior Minister Paul Athigat Ned told regional governors that these stories disturb the tranquility of Cameroonians. Any debate in the media about the president's condition is therefore strictly prohibited, he insisted, threatening that offenders will face the weight of the Lord. That's the 91-year-old leader in office for more than 4 decades had not been seen in public since the 8th of September when he attended a China Africa forum in Belgium. Several officials have pulled back against speculations around Biyan's condition, insisting he was in good health and on a private stay in Geneva, Switzerland. Nudge said that the health status of the president was a matter of national security and urged governors to create units to ensure the order was being followed by private media outlets and social media. That's the 91-year-old African president who keeps defying death rumors. Many journalists in the country have said they consider the ban a violation of press freedom by saying that mention should be made of the president's health situation. I find it infringement on our rights, a Cameroonian journalist told the BBC on condition of anonymity. He added that it's going to really affect the way we report because we certainly do not want to run into trouble with the government. That's our CN News Bulletin. It's back to you, Johnson.
Barely 72 hours after the resignation of Commerce Minister Ami Moda, a native of Bon County, leader Kukuyu, expresses interest in succeeding former Minister Moda. Let's break you our first development on the program news desk. The head of Secretariat at the National Benefit Insurance Board of Liberia, Rabiatu Koli, has expressed disappointment in government over the delay in payment of land rental fees to affected communities in the country. Koli said national government is indebted to affected communities $6 million. According to him, of the $6 billion, government appropriated over 700,000 United States dollars in the 2023 budget to be paid as arrears to the affected communities. Something said not a dime was paid to affected communities.
700,000 was placed in the 2023, but not a single dime was paid to the NPS of the community. In the 2024 national budget, the same 700,000 was brought forward in our first by the national constitution. So the current budget national budget contains a total of 746,292 United States dollars. So then also the budget was approved. The thing is that in 2023 this figure was placed in the budget, it was not paid. We are in 2024 this same figure is contained in the 2024 national budget. We are in the fourth quarter of the fiscal year. As I spoke to you yesterday, I read with the authority and the FDA what have been done so far in making sure that this money is paid to the NPSC. For over 6 months now, the NPSC have worked with the FDA. A request was submitted to the Commission of Finance to process and document in the tune of 746,000 as per the approved budget. The Ministry of Finance only approved 300,000. The 300,000 something was processed by the FDA and submitted to the Commission of Finance for processing. Since August, the Ministry printed a check of 300,000 this year. When told by the Ministry of Finance, we have visited the controllers for this. Every time we visit the controllers for this, we are told that the check needs to be processed. What other process that needs to be done when the check has been written for more than 1 month? Today, we got a call from the Ministry of Finance that the check was ready for pickup. When our finance officer was there, only 120,000 of the 300,000, that is the 40% of the that was processed in that minutes. I mean, we receive it out of social agency because we had an experience where over the past 4 years, the government had issued a check that was not ready to get to our account. Every time we deposited the check on the NPSC account, we were told to get the check later. That means that the government did not have sufficient cash to service our check. So then we received a check of 150,000 onto our account is credited. We cannot consider that payment. So with this delay in the payment, what has it done to the institution? It has done a lot. So here, operational damage has been done because the Torgbean operation itself, the primary source of funding to run this institution is from the level of fees that the government is committed. So if the Torgbean is not receiving money from the government, many of its operations cannot be completed. You need to have already meeting to review committee project proposals. We need to have the monitoring evaluation committee and vote after those projects to ensure that they are completed within time.
He is Roberto Kwali. He is the head of Secretariat of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia. Meanwhile, Roberto Kwali has took up time to outline the role and responsibilities of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia.
The National Beneficiary Trust Board is a trust institution that was established by the Forestry Development Authority to manage affected communities with shares of leverage for commercial logging that is funded by the national government. So over the past years, the board has struggled to get these benefits from the government that are intended to improve the impact of communities that are also affected across the country. So just to give us what we say now with regards to what the government has for the affected communities. Logging operation started in the year 2009, and within 2009 up to 2023, the government has collected from commercial logging companies a total of 33.8 million United States dollars as per the regulation that established as per the National Forestry Reform Law. The affected communities have mentioned that entitled to 30% of the 33.8 million variable fees that the government has collected. So that 30% of 33 million is about 10.1 million. This amount was collected between 2009 and 2023. What we say now is about payment by the government. There have been only 4 million United States dollars that have been paid by the government out of 10 million from 2009 to present.
He is Roberto Kwali. He is the head of the Secretariat of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia. They are speaking to journalists in Pennsylvania. The United Methodist Human Rights Monitor has welcomed the resignation of Ami Moda as Minister of Commerce and Industry. The monitor wants former Minister Modam be forwarded for investigation and subsequent prosecution. The monitor's program director, Jefferson, now said the Commission General of the Liberia Revenue Authority, Dabajala, should not be left off the hook.
We received this with gratitude that the former Minister of Commerce, Boda, has resigned. We welcome it, and we hope that it's not just resigning, but that an investigation will be put into place so that we can establish the authenticity of what happened regarding the purchasing of this vehicle that cost over $90,000 United States dollars. It's important that we get to the root cause of it and understand exactly what transpired for the Commission and the President's acceptance of his resignation. It is in the right direction. He should not just resign and be left off the hook. He should be probed. He should be investigated so that we can understand the root cause of this matter, because they should already be cognizant of the law, the financial law, the PCC Act, the law that governs the issue of expenditure, the issue of purchasing assets for government. Also coming to play is the current Commissioner General of the LRA, from the Liberia Revenue Authority, who were proved, and that's not the mandate based on the act that created the LRA. It is the Ministry of Finance that has a statutory responsibility of disbursing funds when it comes to expenditure and what have you, and not the LRA. The LRA responsibility is to ensure that revenues are generated.
He is the program director of the United Methodist Human Rights Monitor, Jefferson Nader, speaking to journalists in Monrovia. The National Identification Registry has issued a 3-month grace period for the registration of all SIM cards using a valid national identification card across the country. The warning comes following the signing of a memorandum of understanding between the Liberia Telecommunications Authority and the National Identification Registry for citizens and foreign nationals to register their SIM cards. Speaking recently at a press conference, the executive director of NRR, Andrew Peters, encouraged everyone to take advantage of the window period to register and avoid their SIM card after the allotted time.
We're going to use the media as it is now. We have our entity represented in the 15th political subdivision. The last program we held at Singapore, we appointed and certificated the 15 county superintendents. And we did that then, we similarly in the respective counties by appointing the various district commissioners, power and clan chiefs as an ambassador for the NII of their respective counties. So we're going to use that structure along with our structure, disseminate the information to our citizens that it is by law as a citizen you must be fully identified with your national card. And go besides that, to restrict a particular person to a single number so that you be easily identified and that number can be verified on our information platform. So we do massive information dissemination. We call on the press to, as part of the process, be able to clearly disseminate this information to the public. We provide education platform to inform them the importance of having your ID card as a citizen and a foreign resident. We have 3 months. We give the public, this is why we're going to do massive information dissemination to the public.
He is the executive director of the National Identification Registry, Andrew Peters, there speaking to journalists in Monrovia. Some parents and school administrators have lauded Youth Network for Positive Change for providing financial aid to their children. UNEPO, in collaboration with donor partners, Friday provided $110,000 Liberian dollars as first semester financial aid to 9 students of the Cornerstone International Academy on Perry Street Community and the Royal Academy International School in Painesville as part of its financial aid program. Making the donation, Youth Network for Positive Change Executive Director Ambassador Leo Tia said fund from the scholarship was raised during the institution $1 campaign and fundraising activities organized in 2023 coupled with other donations.
This year, a total of $110,000 will be awarded as tuition aid to 9 students. Why have 2 students will be able from full scholarship as part of the spelling competition? which would bring the total beneficiary to 11 students. Funds for these scholarships are being raised through our $1 campaign, a fundraising activity organized in 2023, coupled with other donations that we receive as an institution. I'm deeply passionate about this because I have been down the road. I know what it takes to go to school. I know what it takes to be sent out of school because of school fees. I'm no different from that, and I'm passionate to ensure that we continue our commitment towards this initiative because this is our commitment to doing what is meaningful, what helps others, and what makes a difference into this world. Being a parent is not just about paying the bills. It's not about bringing a child into this world, but it's about the act and love and sacrifice it takes to raise and educate a child and give that child the opportunity. It is our expectation that parents will support our tuition aid beneficiary to have a wonderful performance in this academic year. Participate in PTA meetings, take the kids to school, visit the campuses, and support them in whatever way as they strive towards achieving their academic sojourn.
Ambassador Liutia is the Executive Director of Youth Network for Positive Change. Meanwhile, the UNEP boss also used the occasion to outline the workings of the institution since its establishment in the country.
UNEP is a civil society organization in Liberia, who 10 years of working experience cut across key areas including peace building, human rights, gender equality, access to justice, sexual and reproductive rights, health system strengthening, HIV and AIDS care prevention treatment, climate change, youth and sexuality, youth capacity development, and civic engagement. Since our establishment in 2014, we've been involved in several programs to empower women and girls through capacity building initiative and leadership program, education, health, services, and fostering political accountability to make elected officials more responsive and accountable. So these programs has benefited over 25,000 youth between the ages of 10 to 35 years. And we have successfully implemented projects and programs in Maserado, Myean, Gambasa, Babulu, Bong, and our campus. And our work is centered around 4 key areas, including education, health, good governance, climate change. So our intervention in the educational sector has impacted, among other things, 100 schools in Maserado through the Maserado Spelling. The program that focuses largely on improving the reading, spelling, and pronunciation skills of primary students through their participation in academic competitions. Through this program, we've also been able to establish 10 reading clubs and have established 5 girls' clubs.
He is Ambassador Liutia. He is the Executive Director of the Youth Network for Positive Change. They're speaking to the presentation of CARE to executives of the benefiting schools in Maserado County. If you're just joining us, please be informed that you are in tune to News Desk for the 5 minutes of news from the News and Current Affairs Department of the Renaissance Communications Incorporated. We sincerely apologize that we could not bring you sports here on News Desk, but in more developments, the MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities at the University of Liberia has received a sort of office materials worth $5,000 US. The materials, according to a release, include 6 wireless Kano printers, S-Bows, and latter were provided or funded by the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation (NASCO) through assistance seeking from or by the Dr. Josephus Gray, Dean of the college. Our reporter Kobo Sanga followed the release and filed in this report.
In a significant boost for the MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities at the University of Liberia, the college has received an assorted office materials valued at $5,000 US. The generous donation includes 16 wireless Canon printers, a polo, an Xbox, desktop computers, and a 48 flash screen smart television. This support came through the National Social Security and Welfare Corporation (NASCO) following a request from Dr. Josephus Gray, Dean of the MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities. Speaking at the turning over ceremony, Dr. Gray praised NASCO for their unwavering support, noting that the gesture truly makes a difference in the lives of the college students and faculty. Dr. Green emphasized the importance of the office appliances to the college, thus admonishing all recipients to take proper care of the materials, highlighting that every contribution counts. Also speaking at the ceremony, Professor Faya Oji, Assistant Professor Richmond Anderson, and Professor Alfred Towie, chairpersons of the Department of Physical Education, Political Science, and Demography, respectively, lauded NASCO for their consistent generosity towards the college. As the college prepares to put these new materials to use, this partnership with NASCO reflects a commitment to fostering an enriching learning environment for students at the MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities. These donations serve as a major step towards modernizing the college, making it more efficient, productive, and attractive as a place for both students and staff. In a related development, the Dean of the MRC Sawyer College of Social Sciences and Humanities, Dr. Josephus Gray, has assured his commitment to help outstanding graduates of the University of Liberia pursue a master's degree studies. Speaking recently when 10 outstanding graduates of the university paid him a courtesy visit at his tenure office, he encouraged Martin Harris, the valedictorian of the 104th graduating class, to take advantage of the full scholarship offered to the University of Liberia by the
Reading news. Coming back.
expressing optimism that the others stand the chance of opportunities to advance their studies abroad. In his words of encouragement, Dr. Gray encouraged the graduates to be steadfast in offering their services to their parents, family, communities, institutions, and Liberia at large. This is Kopo Sanga reporting for RCR News.
Many thanks to our reporter Kopo Sanga for that report. Former Commissioner of Holiest Congotan, Madam Eddie Jones Captain, has expressed confidence in the leadership of Edward Laha to bring transformation to the township. Madam Captain says she has been following the level of developments across Holiest Congotan under the able leadership of Commissioner Edward Laha in less than a year must be commended by residents of the township. Former Commissioner Adi Jones Captain and Sarah Pies commissioners were honored and certificated by the Office of Current Commissioner for their tremendous work during their leadership, a program that was coincided with the memorialization of Mark John Russell. Making remarks Friday during the program, Madam Captain lauded the leadership of Edward Laha for being far-sighted to creating programs for the growth and development of Holiest Congotan. For her part, the daughter of Mark John Russell, the late thanked Commissioner Edward Laha for the honor bestowed on her late father.
Commissioner Laha, to all the able staff of Congo Township. I want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Lack of words. The other students, we expect this. We knew who you were, knew the kind of work was involved into. We knew the diligence, we knew how we didn't know that one day later will be called upon to his absence to be ordered. So, on behalf of our mother, Myean, who is not here, going to extend our gratitude to the Honorable Commissioner for recognizing the work of her husband.
She is the daughter of Mark John Russell, former commissioner of the township of Congotan, there speaking on behalf of her late father, who was also named in honor of the conference hall of the township of Congotan, and added on was Madam Eddie Jones Captain, who also spoke after she was honored by the office of Commissioner Edward Laha. The Bishop of Grace Cathedral, Bishop Sam Oya, has urged the public to take advantage of the both spiritual and physical healing that will be offered by Dr. W.F. Korea, the founder and overseer of the Deeper Life Ministry during the apostolic visit to Liberia. Speaking at a press briefing at his office, Bishop Sam Oruchi disclosed that they want Liberia and the world at large to know that God is sending his ministry or minister to share the gospel during the time that the world is at its worst.
We want the world to hear. We want the nook and cranny of the nation Liberia not only to feel it, to see it, and to hear it, that actually Jesus is coming to town. God has sent a servant, Pastor Torgbean, to this place to share the word of God, to minister the gospel in signs and wonders, the power of the Holy Spirit. The world is at its worst, in a decadent state, and we can safely say by reason of Scripture that this world is rounding up. And the best thing anyone could have is to have Jesus as the Lord and Savior. And we are blessed to host on the 28th of November to the 3rd of December, Pastor Dr.
He is Bishop Sam Oroji. He's the Bishop of Grace Cathedral. They're speaking to reporters, talking about the visitation of Dr. Myean to Liberia. Finally, to this development, the Chief Executive Officer of the Bokanjide Group of Companies has called on President Joseph Boakai to forward individuals linked to alleged corruption to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission for investigation. The group CEO Elton Jones said it does not offer well for the government to shield its officials who have been linked to corruption.
And given time, the governance structure in our country is also security belt. Counter security issues, I believe that things that people that elected President Joseph Boakai for and the matter of change need to follow our nation right now. Come here, assume this particular position, and there's no time for babysitting and pampering some of the officials. Some of the officials who are causing corruption right now, the government will pay feedback.
He is the executive director of the Bokanjide Group of Companies. They're speaking when he was crowned and certificated by the chief or as the best chief executive officer by the Citizens United for Better Liberia in the African Media Network in Monrovia on Friday, taking us home on today's edition of the program News Desk. But as we take leave of you, a recap of our major developments. President Joseph Boakai breaks ground for the first ever solar farm in Moswara County. Barely 72 hours after the resignation of Commerce Minister Amin Modal, a native of Bon County, Leader Pokoyu expresses interest in succeeding former Minister Amin Modal. Head of Secretariat of the National Benefiting Trust Board of Liberia, Roberto Colley declares local support to the institution, expresses disappointment in the national government for the delay in payment of land rental fees to affected communities in Liberia. And away from Liberia, Cameroonian authorities have banned the media from discussing the health of President Paul Biya following rumors of his death. We'd love to say many thanks to our writers, contributors, correspondents, as well as a video radio station for relaying this broadcast. Thanks to Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia for their sponsorship. Thanks to Nantika Rabos for the reading of the news bulletin. Kobosanga Sarah controlled and produced our sounds. Maya Torban was behind the camera. My name is Jongsi Bantoma. I presented. News Desk is taking its usual weekend break to be back Friday and Monday. Join us if you can. Thanks for listening and good night.